evening. I am a paralegal, an advocate, a litigant, and a childless mother. My children and I are victims of court license abuse through the Sixth Circuit Court of Oakland County. Through what is unprecedentedly unjust, my children were given to our documented abuser. There is documentation as to his domestic violence and also his substantiated child abuse. Unfortunately, our access to justice has been circumvented by fathers' rights that have infiltrated the education and training of our judges throughout the system, and also through the lack of access to attorneys and legal aid. Due to my living in Livingston County, I was unable to access legal aid through Livingston County because it was an Oakland County case. Could not access legal aid through Oakland County because of my residency in Livingston County. And the Family Law Assistance Project out of Oakland County refused to help due to the complexities of the case and the nature of all of the complications. Unfortunately, judges are trained to disbelieve women in their courtroom, which leaves us helpless. Yeah. They are routinely disbelieving women, and even though our abuser admitted in court and swore an affidavit to the domestic violence and also to the child abuse, it meant nothing. What we are learning through this court system is that my children can tell the truth as they've been taught to, and it means nothing. Women can tell the truth, and we are forced to suffer at the hands of our courts and our abusers until our children either age out of the system, hopefully surviving through that system until they're 18, or until something else happens that we have no control over. I advocate extensively to revamp the training for our judges and our family court systems so that they can understand the complexities of child abuse and domestic abuse as pertains to our custody arrangements. I currently have spent a total of 27 hours with my daughter since May of last year. 17 hours of time with my son since May of last year, because despite working for 2 children's camps, having no history of violence, no history of substance use, I was deemed a danger to my children because I was threatening the relationship between my children and their father. I was told that I was selfish for having stayed with my children in a domestic violence shelter run by La Casa when they could have had a stable home with their father. Our judicial system needs better training. We need financial resources to access attorneys to help us through these complex situations.
Good evening. Thank you. My name is Francie Novar. I'm an attorney in Washtenaw County. 75 to 80% of my practice is family law. 30 to 40% of my practice is low income. I do modest means work for low income and pro bono work as well.
Can you repeat your name?
Francie Novar, N-O-V-A-R. Victims of domestic violence and protective parents do not have equal access to justice, nor do they have access to equal justice in our family courts in the state. Our family courts are broken, and they need to be fixed. We know that fathers who batter mothers are at least twice as likely to seek sole custody than non-abusive fathers. They misuse the legal system. They continue to abuse the victims. The system is supportive of it in many ways, and they are successful and they are winning. Children who are abused are being placed with fathers who are abusive. Statistically, 80 to 90% of victims are women, and the batterers are male. So I say women. However, sometimes, of course, men are victimized as well. But as several women have already pointed out today, the mothers are not being believed. The largest social science study out of Canada said that 89 to 90% of victims of domestic violence are telling the truth. Yet our judges, our front of the court workers, our guardian ad litems, our lawyer guardian ad litems are not believing them. And what's happening is children are being placed in abusive homes. And mothers are fighting to get out of it. And what's worse than that is that not only are mothers being accused of being liars, but they're accused of being mentally ill. It starts with being a liar, then you're psychotic, and you're mentally ill, and by God, you can't have your child. You're a danger to that child. Victims are also being called alienators. If you have a good faith belief that your child is being abused, and I say a good faith belief, there's still a very good chance that you are going to lose custody of your child if you tell anybody. Now, these mothers are in a no-win situation. When they come to me and they say, I've been a victim of domestic abuse, I suspect my child is, and statistically I know that they're right, that they're telling the truth, I tell them, this is your choice. If you go tell the friend of the court worker that you've been a victim and you think your child is a victim, you might lose custody. If you have a very good belief that your child was victimized and was abused, you have to go tell Children's Protective Services. But again, you're in a no-win situation because if they do not substantiate, which is very likely because the only witness is a 5 or a 4-year-old child, then you're a liar and you're an alienator and you're mentally ill. So it's a no-win situation for mothers. I think that a couple of the things that we need to do, we need to change the law. I practiced in New York for a period of time. They have a law there that says if you have a good faith belief that your child is being abused, the state cannot hold that against you. They cannot take custody away from you, and they cannot take away your parenting time because you had a good faith belief and told somebody.
My name is Lily Isong. Every year in the United States, 1 in 4 women are abused by a domestic abuser. 2% of the abusers are women. 58,000 children are court-ordered into unsupervised setting with their abusive father. An abuse-related health care cost is $4.1 billion every year. Oakland County mothers and children are being deprived of their rights. A mother cried endlessly after being rejected by her teenage children because they believe she didn't try hard enough. A mother faces criminal charges if she returns home to Oakland County, even though she's allowed to stay abroad with her daughter. A mother paced every night outside her child's door, which was locked from the inside by her husband, while the small child clawed at the door, trying to escape, resulting in bent-back fingernails and scratches on the door. An 11-year-old boy told his mother he didn't want to visit with her anymore because it was too painful to leave her. A 4-year-old child asked which way was to his mama's house so he can walk to it, so he can stay with her. They have court-related trauma on top of the ongoing abuse from their abusers. And the mothers are forced to pay by the hour to visit with their children in a tightly supervised environment where they can only interact as playmates. There are some key factors as to why abused mothers and abused children still face denial of protection. Family courts prioritize co-parenting, paternal access, despite evidence of abuse. Lack expertise about abuse for adults and children. Lack legal representation for victims. Lack oversight. Have gender-based stereotypes. And enjoy excessive deference of their decisions. Why do I know about this? And how do I know? I'm a domestic violence victim, and I lost the right to nurture my only child. I have been supervised for 5 years and 4 days. I'm the mother who paced outside her son's door. My son was the one who wanted to see where his mama's house was. I talk with and cry with mothers and children who are victimized over and over again. I care about my son and everyone else's son and daughter. Why should you care? Domestic abuse doesn't end. It takes a different form in a different forum. Children are left to languish in the very environment that harms them. If your budget is something you're interested in, there are $4.1 billion reasons. And finally, how can you not care?